Hello, tenor saxophonists. This is Rick with Musicians Edition, and today we will be starting Book 2. So, just to make sure we're on the same book exactly, it's Standard of Excellence, and it is 2nd edition, Book 2, for B-flat tenor saxophone. So this is the book that I will be using and you should try to get. This is the most updated version of this book. Congratulations if you've gotten past book 1 and you are on to book 2. That is an accomplishment that should be recognized. A lot of people do quit playing after a while. They realize that maybe it's a little harder than they thought. Maybe it requires a little more practicing than they're willing to do. So I encourage you to keep going, because the more you learn and the more you play, the more fun it is, and the more complicated music you can start to work on. So before we get to page 2, which is the first page of the book, just wanted to point your attention to the fingering chart inside the back cover. Very useful resource for all the fingerings. And then on the opposite page, there's a nice checklist of things that you should remember to do when you're playing. So let's take a look at page 2. The first few pages of this book are indicated to be review. So no new ideas right away, but some good things to be working on and playing. So the first one is called a warm-up, and it says band arrangement. So just some whole notes just to get going. And so here we go with number 1. One, two, three. Just a reminder, in measure 5, there's a B-flat whole note, and it is tied to measure 6. Still a B. There is no flat by that note, but the tie means that you continue the same note, so that's B-flat in both measures. All right, at the top of the page it says C major key signature, and we see a treble clef with no flats and no sharps. So the key of C is the key signature, I should say, for the key of C is no flats and no sharps. And if you look at number 2, it says C major scale skill, and you will see the key signature is no sharps, no flats. It also says concert B flat major. We've talked about that before. Just a quick review, that means that if you go to the piano and you play the B flat scale, it will sound the same as the C scale on the tenor saxophone. We have 2 beats in a measure, and we have the scale, then we have an arpeggio, and we have chords. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Number 3 is called Botany Bay. There is a pickup, 2-note pickup, but it's 1 beat, so it is beat 3. So the count off would be 1, 2. Let me go a little bit faster. All right, here we go. 1, 2. right. Now, there is an accelerator. And if you look at number 3, Botany Bay, it says page 40, and there's an arrow. So let's turn to page 40 and see that the top one on page 40 is labeled number 3. And so this should be worked on and played right now. So we will do that. So again, this is the accelerator on page 40. And it is indicated as being number 3. All right, all 8th notes, except a couple of longer notes at the end of the 8th note runs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will go back to page 2 and go on to number 4, called Drive Time. Make sure you pay attention to where the slurs are, and remember the first note of the slur is tongued, the second note or any remaining notes are not tongued. All right, here we go with number 4, Drive Time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have Shepherd's Hay at the bottom. And make sure you pay attention to the DC Alfine, the Fine, and the repeat. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, very good. Good luck on that page, and I will see you next time.